Pickaxe.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to YOMP! Welcome to this special episode with myself, G-Star Games, full Christian name, and of course, the wonderful, ever fragrant Booth.
How come I'm the fragrant one now? You used
Pyrion
to be...
can be... Well, we pass the fragrance around, I think, don't we?
We share it.
We share the fragrance. Hello, Booth.
Hello, and I am joined. Oh, this is a very, very special day. This is a very special day, and not just because I've only just woken up. It's because we're joined by the incredible Pyrion Flax, aka Ted Forsyth.
Let's not dress me up too much here. Incredible is quite the stretch, I'd say.
I said I've just woken up. What do you expect?
That's true.
So, G, you made us watch a film, didn't you?
I did make you watch a film, and what a film it is.
So you guys have seen this before, right?
Yes. I've seen this recently as well, which is even worse.
Okay.
My sister loves... Well, I think she loves it, because otherwise why would she put it on? Why would she do this to me? It came out in 2001.
Yeah.
And that was the time I was coming of age.
Right.
Which is terrifying, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
And the movie is?
The Princess Diaries is the film that we're
Part
talking
one.
about.
Part one. Spoiler alert. There's other parts.
Oh no. And it's not The Princess Bride, as I've kept writing it down for everything and getting quite excited to see it and then going, oh wait, actually.
No, I love that movie.
Yeah, that's a great one. Do you want to talk about that instead?
Yeah. So I watched this with my kids. My youngest had seen it before. I'd never seen it. I think I'd vaguely heard of it. Didn't realize Anne Hathaway was in it. I love Anne Hathaway. She's great. My eldest hadn't seen it either. And I watched it with them and made notes of things that I thought and things that they said. So I've
really
made
good.
notes. Yeah. So I've made notes throughout.
Fabulous.
So what's the structure here? How do we break this down?
Well, we usually just go absolutely mad.
Okay.
I usually tell G off for her horrible taste in films for a while.
Okay.
Because she's bad. The fact that you're our first guest in a very long time, and we have to watch this particular film. Not any of my arty films, not any of my cool films that make me look fun and interesting. You know, like, oh, let's watch Holy Mountain G-Star Games. There's a guy that has his nipples are leopards and he squirts milk out of them, and then some guy dies.
That sounds great. Yeah, let's watch that.
And the birds come out of his chest, and it's all very artistic. And there's a lot of willies in that, G. There's no tits in this.
Well, we'll come to that. We'll come to that. First of all, she's meant to be 15.
Yes,
so,
she's meant to be 15.
Which is ridiculous. All right.
I wonder how old she was at the time. She was
18, I think, maybe 20. 2001. Okay. So, Anne, because I looked this up, because I was like, oh, she's Anne Hathaway. I was like, wait, how old was Anne Hathaway when this came out?
She did look very young.
So she was 19.
Yeah, she did.
She was 19, 20. Okay, 19 to 20. How about, because I've got the plot here on Wikipedia. If we read a little bit of the plot, I'll try and tie it in with the notes that I've made.
Yes.
Does that work?
That totally works. I was making notes in my head, I promise.
Okay. So this was directed by Gary Marshall. Who's a very old man from the looks of it. He was born in 1934. Died 15 years after this came out. Coincidence? I don't think so. His filmography, he did Princess Diaries 2, Princess Diaries, Runaway Bride. He fucking loves all this kind of shit. He directed Pretty Woman. He also directed Beaches, which is a classic. So he was a very, very, I would say, a female-friendly director. A lot of these movies look like movies for ladies.
Yeah.
Georgia Rule, which is a movie for girls, no doubt. Valentine's Day, New Year's Eve. It's all very romantic and Mother's Day.
Never been kissed.
Yeah, all that kind of shit.
All
That's
this
him.
stuff. And then he's also got, he did,
Happy Days.
What?
He's done Happy Days.
Did he?
Yeah.
I'm just looking at his
Created
filmography. Television.
Yeah.
Oh my God, no.
Bob
I'm
Hope
pretty sure
presents the Chrysler Theatre. Writer. He wrote for The Lucy Show, Hank I Spy, Dick Van Dyke Show. Wow, this guy is a big deal.
He did,
Yeah, apparently so.
he did
Wow.
Scooby-Doo and Kiss Rock and Roll Mystery.
Oh my God, he did Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley and Mork and Mindy. What this man's
hell.
gold. This man is a legend.
All right.
God bless you, Gary Marshall.
I won't say anything against him now. I think that, this is that's what a cracking bloke.
Yeah,
Well
this
done.
lad's top lad. All right,
Top
so he
lad.
directed this piece of shit, unfortunately. So here's the plot. Mia Thermopolis is a student at Grove High School, residing with her single mother, Helen, in a refurbished firehouse in San Francisco. Now, first of all, frizzy hair and glasses is how she appears in the early stages of the movie, all right? So it's still Anne Hathaway. She's absolutely gorgeous, but, oh, look, she hasn't done her hair properly and she's wearing specs. What an idiot. Like, that's how you're meant to know that she's ugly and nobody likes her.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous because she's still Anne Hathaway. And if you saw her, you'd be like, holy shit, that woman is gorgeous. She just needs to do her hair and take those glasses off occasionally. And bam.
This was my problem. When I was 15, I had frizzy hair. I didn't have glasses. Maybe that was my problem, right? But if I'd have straightened my hair and also been a very rich princess, then maybe things could have been different. Maybe people wouldn't have picked on me and thrown sweets in my hair and seen like how if they could keep things in my hair for long enough. You see?
So to be fair, at the start, she doesn't know she's a princess. She has no idea.
Yeah.
She's living in a refurbished firehouse in San Francisco, like a
quirky.
really nice area of San Francisco. And that really pissed us off, all of us, because as soon as we see their house, we're like, I thought we were meant to like see this character as having some kind of struggle. Her mother is an artist and she lives in a fucking palace. I mean, this place would be worth millions. It's like this stunning refurbished firehouse. I couldn't believe it that we were meant to sympathize instantly with her just because she had a bad hair day and had a great house. This is stupid.
Well, because like when you're watching it at the time, you're thinking like, oh, this doesn't look like any old house. This doesn't look like a normal house. It's a refurbished firehouse. It's like very weirdly designed and decorated, and you're thinking, oh, that's so quirky. And probably a lot of teenage girls at the time would be like, oh my God, that's amazing.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but think of it at the time. Like that era, like, early 2000s, a lot of teenage girls would probably be like, whoa. But kids today are like, what the
I mean, to be fair, you know what? There was no property crisis in 2001. You could still rent a place in London relatively easily for decent money.
True.
And I'm sure that's true pretty much everywhere. This is pre-2008 crash. This is when they were given money away. You want to buy a house? If you give them a used lollipop stick and a couple of pogs, they'll give you a house. That's how little the down payments needed to be. So I guess back then kids were like, yeah, of course. So single mother, her mother's this artist. I don't know what kind of painting she did. They just look like splats.
They look like shit, didn't they?
Yeah. Sorry, hold on. God, my fucking hay fever. I've never got hay fever before, and now I've got hay fever.
It's just the curse of YOMP. Everybody
curse
pops
of
the
YOMP.
Cursed me.
Yeah.
he's now got a hay fever due to the Princess Diaries.
It's just true.
I think it could be. I mean, if you say, I've got a bit of a case of YOMP, you'd be like, oh dear. It sounds like gout or like some old infliction that people would have.
It does.
Affliction. So unpopular among her peers, Mia suffers from a fear of public speaking while harboring a crush on Josh Bryant, who looks an absolute date rapist, if I'm being honest with you. I really didn't like Josh fucking Bryant. I thought this lad's a cunt, and he was.
He was.
Oh my God.
Like, no, even in the grand scheme of things, they tried to pick that's a lovely boy there, isn't he? He's a lovely, he's a heartthrob, he's a boy's own. He's
he
an
did
NSYNC.
look like a boy's own. Yeah, he did look straight out of NSYNC.
And
their mum called him a Backstreet Boys clone.
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny. And she's got one friend, Lily Moskovitz. And Lily's older brother fancies Mia is the setup. That's the little love triangle that we've got, where Mia loves Josh, Josh loves his girlfriend Lana, and Michael loves Mia. So either way, Lily Moskovitz, Shih Tzu hair is what my kids describe her haircut as.
Yes.
She got top of the head ponytail, and every day she's kind of weird. She's got those goofy teeth. I recognized her, and I couldn't tell where from. Have you guys seen a film called The Devil's Advocate with with Al Pacino and Keanu Reeves? She was the little girl in the opening trial who'd been abused by the teacher. And Keanu Reeves breaks her down and defeats her story and lets the pedo go free to open the movie.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's literally how
Al
the movie
Pacino
opens.
in it, so you know I would have seen it. I
Anything-
do like my Al Pacino.
There's two things that you need to know about G. If it's Al Pacino or Robert De Niro, she loves it.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman, she loves it.
Yeah.
There's usually some tentative connection to Australia or Cyprus.
No, there isn't. You're lying.
She only has these things. This is the only thing why she likes films.
I like. Well, Boof. Here's the thing. Boof thinks that Al Pacino can't act. By the way.
Well, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think nowadays Al Pacino is always Al Pacino and leans into his he didn't used
Al
to
Pacino-isms. Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't used to sound like this. Like back in the day, his old roles look at things like Serpico and Godfather and Dog Day Afternoon and stuff. Like all the classic Pacino. Yeah. He was up here. His voice was up here. He's like in New York. He was a little guy. He's like, we got guns in here, Attica, like that. And then all of a sudden, I don't know what role it was. I think it might have been Scent of a Woman. Suddenly he talks like this. I'm Al Pacino. Oh boy! Overacts and puts on this kind of southern lawyer thing. I don't know what the fuck it is, but I agree.
Happened. Something happened to him. I want to know what happened. I want to dig into that backstory.
Fame.
We watched. What was it recently? So there was Heat, but then what was that other one?
What?
Well,
the one that we watched.
The one with the lady with
Sea
the
of Love.
Yeah, with the
Sea of
vagina.
Love.
Yeah.
Never heard
Sea
of
of
it.
Love.
Never heard of it.
Yeah,
Heat is a fucking great movie, though.
Oh, well, Boof fucking hates Heat. But, it was one of her, earliest, hottest takes. Because I think it was, either the first or the second movie we did for YOMP.
Oh, my God.
And it just right out the gate,
what can
because
you
it's quite
hate
an
about
intense...
Heat?
I hate Heat.
What doesn't she hate
Oh,
about
my
it?
God. I'm actually tempted to leave this podcast. It's one of my favorite movies.
It was
I fucking love it.
boring to me.
Oh my God, Boof! No.
It's a very it's a man movie for sure. It's just one of those movies that a lot of guys like. I like Heat. I like the drama of it and the two sides of the police and the robbers. I like that stuff. But Biff was like,
I was
no,
yawning. I was bored.
Good God. All right, so
it's not her type of film.
No.
The next note I've made is adults as high school kids always feels weird. And to me it does. I mean, I understand why they do it. Is because getting kids that can act is quite tough. And when you have to have your main character that you hope is going to be your bankable star. I mean, Harry Potter, they had little kids in that. And if they'd cast adults as year one Harry Potter, that would have been bizarre, right?
So I learned something about that recently, just to quickly sidetrack. So the kids that they had in Harry Potter were, like you said, actual kids, and they'd get them to film stuff, and then they'd go to their lessons, and they'd go and just carry on with their normal school day.
Yeah.
Wow.
Apparently. Yeah.
I also learned something. You know, the Frank, what were their names? The twins. The Weasleys.
Oh, the Weasley twins, yeah.
They're twins in real life.
No.
Sorry, what did you say?
I know, isn't it weird? They met at the casting. They met at the audition, and they just like look alike. So it's really weird.
No, that's not true.
You can verify this somewhere else. I don't know.
Weasley twins.
Checker.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. What, I can't tell if this is an elaborate joke that I've completely gone over my head.
Welcome to YOMP.
They're brothers and twins. What's happening here? You made out the thing. I'm too
This
stupid
is what
for these
Simon
jokes.
and Booth used to do to me, and I used to like believe them. But they were like more believable. It's like, because they were like really obscure things, and I'd be like, "What is that true?" And they're just.
No. I'm incredibly gullible. I'm incredibly gullible.
Oh, this is going to be
so
weird.
sorry. Yeah, you're gonna have fun. All right, so Mia learns a secret, which we'll come to in a second. But here's something that my kid said. Divorced and dead parents, ugh, it's so boring.
Agreed,
So-
kids.
There's obviously the mum is a single mum that lives in a fucking refurbished firehouse, whatever. And they saw the trope of divorced or dead parents as like boring and overplayed. Yeah. And weirdly enough, have you heard of this podcast, The Rest is Entertainment?
No.
Okay,
No.
it's Richard Osmond and Marina Hyde, and they're like English. They both work in the entertainment industry. Like Richard Osmond's written and been in a fucking ton of things, like producing and stuff. He writes these books, the Thursday Murder Club or whatever it's called. I can't remember. Anyway, and she's like a producer and a journalist and everything. They were talking about why single parents are so common. And like orphans and stuff in movies. And it's because you don't have to have too many relationships on screen. Because if you have multiple characters where it's like multiple kids, multiple parents, now you have to involve all of them in the plot. And if you just kill them, much easier to write. So, yeah.
Actually, so true. They should have done that in Heat.
Oh, you're dead to me. Shut up.
Well, I have really bad face blindness as well, so like this is.
That's so true.
If there's too many characters on screen, I can't tell the difference.
She kept thinking Pacino and De Niro were like each other.
What?
Like she thought they were because she's got face blindness.
I could not tell the difference between the two. Like I know that they're two separate people, and I know what they've been in, but in this film, when they were in it together.
So the famous scene where they meet in the coffee shop to you was like, why is he talking to himself? What's happening?
I was like freaking out. I was like,
Good God.
whoa.
All right, so enter the star of the movie, the real star of the movie, Julie Andrews, looking amazing.
She's she's such a queen.
She's a literal queen. She's amazing. Yeah. So this is her estranged paternal grandmother, Clarice. This is her father's mum. She is the sole heir to the small European kingdom of Genovia, which is having inherited the position from her recently deceased father, Philippe. So we didn't know what happened. And both my kids went, so he is dead, because we were guessing, where's the dad in all this? So it turns out that Mia is a princess. She's descended from royalty, Genovian royalty. So a number of things popped up here in this, because this is like the big setup for the movie, is that she's a princess and she needs to do things. First of all, we discovered she's meant to be 15, which is ridiculous. And then no princess equals end of country. Yes. That's literally the setup for the film, is if she doesn't become the princess, Genovia is doomed. How?
I mean, that can't be true, because remember those two characters throughout the film that were always like making snide
I've made notes about them later, but yes, there's this other couple that are like, if she doesn't become princess, Genovia is ours. And I was like, that's not how it works. Like, you know what? They just become head of Genovia, so they're absolute bastards. Although we know nothing about them, because there's a lot of characters in this film that appear and disappear for the purposes of one scene or one sentence to make sense. It's almost like it's like there's no introduction of characters other than when you absolutely need them. Yes. So they tell her, if you don't become Princess of Genovia, we're fucked. But they don't tell you why. Then later on, there's a fancy dinner, and there's that really horrible-looking evil couple who are like, oh yes, we shall be king and queen of Genovia. And it's like, where did these guys come from? And you never hear from them again until they find out that they've lost. Like, that's their whole role in the movie. So really dog shit characters. Oh, and then here's another thing. What is this? Her eyebrows are so clearly drawn in. Something to think about, right?
Yes. So I've
this
seen
is
this
pre-makeover, right?
Yeah.
So I've seen this film like quite a lot. And like, obviously now we're at a time where we can watch things in higher quality.
Yes.
And obviously back then you probably would not have been able to see that they're drawn on. But like,
no,
because...
in SD you would not have seen it. I guarantee you. But now, any close-up shots, you can see that they've got like a big black Sharpie and just gone under her eyebrows and made them huge and bushy. But there's also a continuity problem that sometimes she doesn't have the big eyebrows. I notice there's like the shape changes and the length and the thickness varies because they just bosh on some fake eyebrows.
Bosh on.
Yeah. And then we meet a guy called Mr. Robitussin.
I love that name. I mean, that's fantastic. And I pointed that out to my sister when I watched it recently. I was like, do you know what that is?
It's like cough syrup.
It's cough syrup. This man's named after a cough syrup.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right,
okay.
so obviously it won't do that Mia is like this clunky, clumsy, oafish, ugly girl with her glasses and frizzy hair. She has to go to princess lessons, of course.
Of course.
And the princess lessons was almost like a Rocky montage, but for princessery, right? Very obviously. And it's, of course, Genovian Independence Day is coming up in 3 weeks. There's a big ball. She has to go there. And the whole point is if she doesn't go there and accept princessship, Genovia's ruined. It's all over.
Why is the Genovian ball, like, in San Francisco?
They moved it there because it travels the world, and it just so happened. No, I'm just making up. Who knows? Who knows? Because the queen is there. So where the queen is, that's where the ball is.
That's where Genovia is, because wherever she goes...
She is Genovia.
She is Genovia. I don't think this is a real country anymore.
No. You know what? I wish...
What makes you say that?
Genovia? I mean, where would it be? It's beautiful. It's like looks like Austria when you see shots of it.
I think I can't remember what line it was. It was either they said that it was like, or it was in between Spain and Italy, or something like that.
So there's a Wikipedia page for it. And it says here, when you look at Genovia...
She was talking about Spain and Portugal.
Spain and Portugal.
Ruled by Princess Mia. Oh, gosh, spoiler alert.
Her name is Thermopolis, which sounds very Greek.
It does.
Yeah.
But the previous Princess Clarice Rinaldi, Rinaldi doesn't sound very...
no, it doesn't.
It sounds more Italian or something. So
yeah.
So the motto of Genovia is "the whole body works." Don't know what that means. They speak English and French.
It means that they don't like disabled people. They do a sort of like genocide against them, and
Jesus,
the whole body works. If it doesn't, get out of our fucking country.
Oh my God.
Oh, so it's a principality between France and Italy. So it's Monaco. I think it's basically meant to be Monaco because that actually is a place, Monaco. So so Mia has her makeover. And then we meet Joe, who is my favorite character in the movie. Joe is like white Morpheus, who's just like this perfectly chill, very capable guy who you are pretty sure is capable of extreme violence. He's like the fixer for Queen Julie Andrews.
Queen Julie Andrews.
Queen Julie Andrews. And he just sort of, he's very calm and he's good and he knows everything. And he's like the sort of wise old hand that helps Mia out throughout the movie. I thought he was actually my favorite character, in all honesty.
He was chill.
So scooting around on her scooter, Mia rides a scooter around a lot.
Did you like that it's an electric scooter?
I didn't notice that, but sure.
Really?
2001, I didn't even notice.
They're going dead fast. Places.
That was something. Where's the fucking traffic?
Oh, yeah, good point.
I'm not kidding. It's traffic-free San Francisco, and she's just riding in the middle of the road. The last thing you would want is a scooter in San Francisco. It would only be fun half of the time, and the other half of the time would be fucking terrible.
especially with the uphills.
That's what I'm
right?
saying. If you're going uphill, it's the worst day of your life. If you're going downhill, it's fun but incredibly dangerous. So I didn't really understand
Oh my god,
that.
yeah, terrifying. I don't know how people...
Yeah.
My god, you know?
So her friend, Lily, her hair changes randomly throughout the film. I think they just said to the makeup people, just make her look crazy. So just every day they're like, crazy hair, and they just stick it up and it's all poking out in weird places. But other than that, she's just kind of a slightly nerdy friend, I guess.
A lot of people's, like, whenever anyone talks about the Princess Diaries, they're like, the real villain in the Princess Diaries is Lily. Because she's kind of like, she's pretty negative and very, you know, especially when she like sees Mia's makeover. She starts just ragging on her, you know, and like going in, and it's like, and she makes her cry.
Yeah.
She's a bit of a dick, in all honesty.
I mean, there's a big falling out. I mean, all of these things are deposited into these kind of movies because it's just to fill the time up, isn't it? Like, she's going to have a falling out with a friend because that'll be a couple of scenes and 5 minutes of dialogue. How much longer do we have to do this? We need another 20 minutes. All right, well, then stick in like a dinner scene and that'll be comedy. Okay, yeah, job done, writes itself. Like, nothing about this film is surprising. There's no surprising moment. Apart from there are two things that I was surprised by, but we'll come to those. So then she also has a car. It's a Mustang. And this Mustang is at the mechanics shop being repaired. And there's some guy repairing it for her or something. I think this guy who fancies her.
Well, that's Lily's brother?
Right.
Michael.
So he fancies Mia and he's in a band and she goes to the gig at the mechanics, partly to see the gig, but partly to find out when am I getting my Mustang. And I have many questions about this. First of all, she's 15. She can't drive a car yet. She owns a Mustang. How?
Well, it's a piece of shit. Like,
Yeah, but
They're like collectible cars.
Yeah, they're expensive.
now?
No, they've been for ages. It's like the classic American muscle car. Yeah.
But even back then?
Back then, it's only 2001, G. All right, you can't say
2025,
no,
period.
don't give me a back then. It may have been a quarter of a century ago. But don't say, well, even back then? Yeah.
Yeah,
but well, you know, like today, when we look at certain cars and certain things, they've like increased in value because it's today. But then if you look at when they come out, they weren't as like expensive or hyped up. It's only because people have made it so that they've become more expensive or more rare or more valuable.
Do you know why the Mustang?
Jesus figured out how things work. People make things more expensive.
Do you know how? I mean, it's famous because it was in this movie called Bullet with Steve McQueen, right? Like he drives a Mustang in that very famous scene. It's like a chase scene. It's like in San Francisco. And I just know that some bloke involved with the movie was like, San Francisco, we've got to have a Mustang like Bullet. I reckon that's it. That's the only reason it's in there.
Well, so I've Googled it. So in the 2000s, Mustangs were generally affordable and not considered expensive.
Okay. All right. Apparently. Fair enough. Good Googling. I mean, it was so long ago, 2001. Long ago.
I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying.
So the lad who has a crush on her, at one point, I remember my youngest was like, wait, pause, rewind. We had to go frame by frame to get a look at his watch. His watch is utterly bizarre. Like, I can't get a screenshot of it, but it's like this huge thing with this really weird, elaborate strap. It looks like a fucking huge leather band with a gigantic watch on. It's like, what 15-year-old wears a watch like that? It looks like the sort of thing a tech bro would wear.
Oh, yeah. So I've gone to the scene, and yeah, those were, you know, because he's like not scene kid, but he's like he's rocker or whatever, right? So I remember those watches back then. There was like a leather band, quite thick, and then the watch would be like put on top of it.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. I remember those watches.
So looking at that scene now, if you look at his hair, my youngest said that he is serving lady hair. Would you describe his hair as lady hair?
He's got the hair. What, Michael? Are we talking about Michael still?
Yeah.
We're talking about
lad.
Lily's brother.
Yeah, so his hair is... It's not lady hair unless you put it on a lady and then it would be fine. Like it's a lady haircut on a lady, but I thought, right, when this came out even, I thought that Michael was the more attractive one.
I see.
Hands down.
Oh, compared to
Chudley Bumberton.
That just shows you like your taste in men, really, because it's like you've got the guy who's like the pretty boy, you know, Chad, whatever, and then the other guy who's the more like, you know, salt of the earth, sort of rocker type of dude.
That's who I was into when I was 12 as well. I was like, yeah,
well, like that kind of guy.
That kind of and still never
to this day.
To this day, I would go after a 15-year-old. Apparently,
he was the same age. He was 19. Don't worry.
Okay, that's fair enough.
So interestingly, the actor who played him is Robert Schwartzman, also known as Robert Carmine. So he was the head of a band called Rooney. I've never heard of the band, but there's a picture.
He was, wasn't he?
Yeah, so there's a picture of them doing all right. He was in a few movies. He is Jason Schwartzman, who's one of my favorite actors. He's his brother. And he's also Francis Ford Coppola is his uncle. Nicolas Cage is his cousin. So he is a nepoed up. This lad is nepoed up.
He is. He's nepoed up to the eyeballs.
Like,
Bloody
just
hell.
look at his relatives list. They all, every single one of them has a fucking wiki page. Like, this is crazy.
Jason Schwartzman is like the more well-known, right? Like of the two, right?
Oh yeah. So I didn't realize that Jason Schwartzman's uncle is from same uncle, obviously, Francis Ford Coppola. I had no idea.
When you start to dig into like the, you know, relationships you think like Margaret, what's her chops?
Margot Robbie?
No, Quayle. She's like the one in Death Stranding, and she's
she's great. She was in The Substance.
I hate that.
Do not say another word, please.
Oh my god!
You've got to have an
aneurysm.
Wait, listen to. I've got. Here's this for you. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard a little bit. I'm gonna, with all my heart and soul, I fucking hate that movie.
I love that movie,
I hate it.
and she is so good in it. Why?
I like Demi Moore and I like her in it, but I think the movie is just horrendous.
What did you hate about it?
It treats the viewer like a moron, and if it looks like it's filmed for like TikTokers, and the pacing is horrendous, and it's labored.
Felt like it was filmed for TikTokers.
It felt very like TikTok generation, like, and there was a lot of Stanley Kubrick bootlicking with like there's a lot of like, you know, Stanley Kubrick references throughout the film. It was just way too long and way too late, but there was like some cool things about it.
Oh man, I loved it.
There's some things, but I personally, it's just one of those films that I don't really hate a lot of films, but it's up there.
Wow. I felt the exact opposite. That is how I felt about the film. Oh god, what was it called? Hold on a sec.
The Princess Diaries.
What was that film we watched at the Everyman down in, was it Epsom? I hated it. I wanted to walk out. Poor Thing? Yeah, cheers, love. Poor Thing? That thing with Emma Stone?
Emma Stone, Poor Things, yes.
I fucking hated that movie.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was my substance.
It's, oh my god, Biff, you would hate Poor Things.
Poor Thing is so fucking questionable. I despised it anyway. I will say,
100%.
The Substance is not a clever film. It's everything in it is extremely in your face and get it? I got it.
You know what it is, Pyrion?
What?
It's style over substance.
That's very much. It is. But I just thought it was so over the top. We tried to play a bingo with that, where we counted how many times there was a close-up of someone's butt. you would run out of paper if you tried to do like a tally system. It's just butts. Anyway, so
Boof would love it in that way because she loves.
She would love it.
She loves her.
Well, there you
she loves
go.
her ass and tits. Well, sorry. Before we move on, so Margaret Qualley is Andy McDowell's daughter.
Oh yeah, she is. Yeah.
So proper nepo.
It's just impossible to not be a nepo baby these days, I think.
And like Jack Quaid.
Who's Jack Quaid?
Like the guy from The Boys.
Jack Quaid.
And he's in
the skinny lad. Oh yeah, who's he related to? Dennis Quaid.
Dennis
right.
Quaid's dad, son.
I mean,
Meg Ryan!
Yeah, Meg fucking Ryan. So every time I see an actor and they're new and I look them up, I'm like, oh, I wonder how he got the fucking job. I wonder how he got the audition. Of course he fucking got it. He's had acting lessons since day one, and his parents don't call. I'll call my friend, my producer friend, Gary. Gary, yeah, my kid's looking for his first movie. Oh, he'd be great for it. Yeah, of course. And then we'll do that project together. Absolutely. Bam, there you go, son. There's your start. But to be fair, they were both good in it. So it's not like, to me, the really bad Nepo baby would be they are shit and they still get the job.
Like Willow Smith.
Yeah.
Or Aaron Spelling.
Willow Smith is Will Smith's daughter with the music. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So Aaron Spelling's daughter, Tori Spelling, was famously terrible in Beverly Hills 90210, and everyone knew she was only in it because her dad was the producer of the series. Everyone. And she was hated for it. So she was really, really bad in that.
So what did you say, Biff, about Willow? She was acting as well.
She did some acting in The Lion King, and everybody thought it was in it was like in the musical version, and she couldn't sing in key or something. And
really?
Yeah.
That's shocking. Because I know, like, they tried to Will Smith tried to shoehorn Jaden a lot as well, because he did a lot of, but like The Pursuit of Happiness, I quite like that film. But like the kid, Jaden is just a kid, right? So you can't expect a lot from the kid. But that was a good film.
I thought it was okay. I do think it was a little bit of a classic American capitalist propaganda, is how I would put it. Much like the classic children's book, The Little Red Hen. Have you seen this?
I haven't, no.
So The Little Red Hen is a book that my dad sent me, because he's a Republican. He sent me this book when my kids were born, and he was like, "Here you go. Here, read them this. This is a classic." The whole message of The Little Red Hen is that Little Red Hen works ever so hard and diligently, and she bakes this bread, and she grinds the flour, she does everything, and all the way along, she's asking for help from all the other lazy animals, and they don't want to help her. They're too lazy. They're just sleeping and lying around.
I do know this story.
And and then when she's got the bread, suddenly they want to share in it.
Yeah.
And it's basically a lesson that, the Little Red Hen did all the work, and all these lazy, unemployed animals that don't want a job, suddenly they want the bread. Fuck off, you lazy animals. You deserve nothing but starvation. It's the same fucking shit. It's just a parable for like fucking people over, dressed up as a children's book. So no difference there to me. It's just another Little Red Hen.
I had the Ladybird Easy Reading book. And I remember the cover, and because this bread looks really tasty on it. I was like, I'd have some of that bread. I would steal the chicken's bread. I do love bread. I would steal that hen's bread. But I thought immediately that you're on about, there's this one about a cockerel, and it just walks over everything. I don't remember what am I on about? There's a cockerel, and it's like Rosie. It's Rosie the hen went for a walk. And I liked it because my sister's name is Rosie.
Oh yeah,
Rosie's Walk. Rosie's Walk.
Rosie's Walk.
What's the story then? She just go like trot over everything.
Yeah, she's walking over everything, and there's this fox following her, but the fox keeps getting whacked in the head.
So I love the art style.
It's beautiful,
for this book.
Isn't it?
It's really, really good. It's like a really silly little early kids book. Because it teaches them that the way a story works is you have a beginning, a middle, and an end, and it goes left to right. And, what happened in the previous page is now referenced on the next page. Like, it's all stuff that feels intuitive. But when you read these books to kids, they want to see it over and over and over again. And they burn into their brains how stories work. It's quite interesting. But that's why I didn't read Little Red Hen to either of my kids. I, in fact, threw it away right away. He may as well have sent me a copy of Karl Marx's manifesto or whatever.
That's so funny.
It's just like it's the same thing.
It reminds you of like when I was doing The Catcher in the Rye in school. And I think in America around the time of like the Cold War, that book was a big fat no-no because it's, very, very like the symbolism is very communist.
Of course. So if you're gonna say, oh no, I wouldn't read that book to my kids, read this one. Yeah. You're literally stating that this book is biased. It's just biased in a way that you like. I just read. Yeah. But I mean, a fox following a chicken. There's no politics there. You know what I mean? That's a fun kid's book. Anyway.
Actually, that fox is communism. Oh, and it's coming from the American dream, which is just a simple walk,
So anyway, they have a glow-up scene for Mia. Yeah. And this was my daughter's favorite scene. She loved this scene.
Yeah, girls love a good glow-up makeover scene. Yeah. I do.
So there is also one thing is, I don't know if you noticed this, on the keyboard in the band scene at the mechanics, there's a bunch of M&Ms on the keyboard.
Yeah.
Why?
I did. It was very upsetting.
I'm like, why are there M&Ms here? Is it just who made that decision? Yeah, put some M&Ms on the keyboard. Like, why?
And there's a callback, isn't there? There's two callbacks.
Really? In that scene?
There's two callbacks. At one point, when they're going out, Mia and Michael they're arranging a date, and she's like, "Will there be M&Ms?" And then later on, when she sends a pizza to his house, there's sorry spelled out in M&Ms on the pizza.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe it's product placement?
I was going to say it's pretty obviously product placement.
Yeah. Oh God, I never thought of it like that.
That my youngest immediately jumped to that assumption. She was like, product placement. It's like, damn.
Genius.
Yeah. So
I have like rose tinted glasses.
Yeah, you don't remember these things.
No, you don't, because I'm just like, I just remember this quirky fucking scene with like M&Ms on a keyboard or whatever.
Exactly. All right, so for the first time she puts on high heels, presumably, because she's always been a flat-shoed, frizzy-haired, bespectacled mess. Now she puts on high heels, she just magically walks perfectly in them? Come on. Yeah. And then I thought Joe's dance lesson, I love Joe, but it felt a little bit pervy. There was something off for me about the dance lesson. It felt like Joe was... I reckon Joe was rocking a boner when he was giving her the dance lesson. That's all I'm saying.
Don't say this to me.
And she felt it bump up against her hip, and she was uncomfortable. But Joe's got her in that grip, and they're dancing, and the grandmother's watching and clapping. And she's like, "This is fucked." That's what it felt like.
Oh no! You're sullying my glasses.
All right, so here
I see. Yeah, no, because I've got the movie playing on the left, and she bumps into him, and she runs away.
Yeah,
Period.
She felt the boner. That's what I'm saying. She felt it.
Stop.
He had something hard in his pocket, huh? Yeah. So,
oh my God.
This is the funny thing is, my kids asked, why is one of the Beatles into her? That was Michael they're referring to. And I was
that's what I was thinking when you said about the lady hair. I'm like, he just looks like one of the guys from the Beatles because of the intense like sideburns as well.
Of course, which was very late 90s. Like I had sideburns. Yes. Everyone had sideburns in the 90s, early 2000s.
But would a 15-year-old have sideburns?
No, clearly not. Although I did, but he's 19, so he's got a little bit of facial hair. Yeah. But when I was 15, I didn't have facial hair.
Yeah, none of the boys in my school could grow anything close to
there's always like one or two lads that have a full beard at 15. Normally the lads who've got like Greek ancestry or something like that.
Yeah, they've got some Mediterranean lineage in them.
Sorry, it's true. It's true.
It is true. They are hairy.
So I said to my kids, what do you even know about the Beatles? And they laughed. And I said, name one Beatle. And one of them said, Paul Beatle.
Yeah, I love Paul Beatle.
Paul Beatle, he's
my favourite.
He's my favourite.
Do you want to hear the really good conspiracy theory my mum has with Paul Beatle?
Oh, is this that he's died and was replaced?
He is dead, but also the fact that he's buried in one of the cemeteries near me.
What makes her think that?
So if
I think it's probably insanity that makes her think that.
If you look at Paul Beatle,
yeah, I'm looking at Paul Beatle.
Paul McCartney. The conspiracy theory is that he died in a car crash and they replaced him with a body double.
Right.
And it is an absolutely ridiculous
It is
theory.
ridiculous.
And they look at things like old pictures of him and then slightly more recent pictures. And they're like, oh, his nose is a centimeter higher and one eye this and his hair that.
It's almost like that's what happens when you age.
Exactly.
Like,
but they ignore that. And then there were also the references, I think, on the sleeve of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. He has his back turned, which is like some symbolism for he's dead. And so the band were trying to let people know that he was dead. All this shit. Absolute bollocks.
Some people really need to go outside and, like, I don't know, smell the fresh air, touch some grass maybe, because it's not what happened. They did the same thing with Avril Lavigne. They think that she died and they replaced her as well.
Yeah.
Like, why would they do that?
Yeah, of all the people to replace, you wouldn't replace Avril Lavigne.
Avril Lavigne.
She married Chad Kroeger.
Really?
From Nickelback.
Oh my god.
What?
Yeah.
Nipple?
Nippleback. So called because he does have that
got a
third
nipply back.
nipple on his back, and it's very scary.
His back is like the underside of a pig. It's just nipples all up and down it.
Yeah, it's
Oh my god.
And she suckles at the nipple back.
She loves it.
They were married from 2013 to 2015, so...
Oh, so that doesn't count,
years.
does it?
Well, I thought they were, like, to this day. I'm like,
Well,
what the hell?
Come
How
on.
old is Chad
What's her
Kroeger?
name? Like, Cameron. Cameron Diaz is married to the guy from... No. Who's she married to?
She is married to Benji Madden.
Yeah,
Oh,
from...
Benji Madden! I used to fucking love Good Charlotte.
Good Charlotte, that's the one, yeah. And I think that's random as hell, but, like, fair play, they've been married for ages.
What happened to Cameron Diaz?
She stopped, which I didn't know this, but apparently she, like, stopped acting for a good while.
So, yeah, apparently she did a hiatus, 2015. She was like, I'm done. I'm sick of this.
Yeah.
Good on
She
her.
launched an organic wine brand called Avaline.
Of course she did. Like they all fucking do. I'm tired of it.
She's
Tired of it.
returned to acting in 2022 in a Netflix show called Back in Action, which I've never heard of, with Jamie Foxx.
Lol.
It came out in January of this year. And apparently she's going to be in a film called Outcome with Keanu Reeves. And she's going to be Princess Fiona in Shrek 5, so fair play.
Oh, yeah.
So apparently there was
wreck.
the classroom hair reveal was stupid, is a note I've made. I don't remember this reveal. Was she wearing a hat or something
She
to
was
cover
wearing
hair?
the dumbest fucking hat. And it's like, why? It's just, that's just going to make things worse. Just turn up with your straight hair. Why is having straightened hair a big deal?
I don't know.
Because she's a frizzy
Mess, that's why.
Yeah.
And everyone in class immediately likes her because of her new hair. If only things were so simple, right? And also, we all jumped out of our seats when it was revealed that they were in the 10th grade. So year 10, which is like 2 years above my youngest and 1 year below my eldest.
Oh my God.
And there's Anne Hathaway, who's meant to be sort of the middle child of my two kids. And they were like, what the fuck are you talking
they
about?
are the target audience, so to speak, for this. So
And they were like, she's a
interesting.
grown woman. What the fuck is going on? The comically evil-looking baddies that we're introduced to at this dinner that she has to go to, which is like the big comedy scene. I felt like this was meant to be the big funny scene in the movie. Did you guys get that vibe?
This was supposed to be funny. This was supposed to make you laugh out loud because she's so klutzy that everything goes wrong at this dinner.
Yeah.
Everything. And then there was like the two people, you know, when she ate the sorbet.
Yeah.
And there's the two people saying, we have to do that too. Because they get ice cream headache. And it's like, who are these people? Why are they fucking doing this?
He's the prime minister. If you can,
he's the prime minister of Genovia, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
It's a
So
big
why
deal.
is he just?
I don't fucking know. It's so bizarre.
And then they all have to sort of join
cringing.
in. Yeah, and then
Even
there's that. Was it a Japanese guy or something that's sitting next to the Queen? And she's like, "Oh my god, he's going to be so pissed off." And he joins in or something, and there ends up being like she breaks the ice, and it all works out. Of course,
throughout the dinner, she kept trying to break the ice with him because she's got like quite a good rapport with like pretty much most of the people at the
We're talking about Julie
Scottish.
Andrews. She's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh god, this
yeah.
Scottish guy. What's for a dinner today, I wonder? I'm looking forward to the soup course. I'm Fiscallen. No, you're not, you fucking idiot. What are you doing?
I know, they really like amp up the fucking caricature vibe of some of the characters.
Okay, so the next note I've got is the trolley crash was actually a fun scene. So there's a scene where Julie Andrews and Mia are driving around. I think Mia's driving her grandmother in the Mustang, I think, and crashes into one of the San Francisco trolley cars.
They wouldn't allow the Queen to just get in a fucking like car like that.
Driven by a 15-year-old with no license. There's no way.
That just would not happen.
Yeah. But of course, Julie Andrews, in a scene-stealing turn here as the Queen, manages to talk down the police officer, the trolley driver, to charm the entire. The San Francisco trolley cars are like, it looks like a big bit of a tram. It's like one train car, just tootles around on rails and everything. And she knights two of the lads, and they're like really happy to now be knights of Genovia. She has to make something up on the spot, like the Order of the Rose or something.
Yeah.
I actually quite like that scene because it was mainly Julie Andrews who's the best thing about the movie. That scene was quite good. Hard cut to one of the worst scenes in the film for me was the beach party scene.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh god. There's so much wrong. There's so much wrong.
Tell me what you thought was wrong. I'm curious.
So I think. Sorry, Booth, go first. You go first.
I mean, there's a lot going on. Like, what 15-year-old's beach party has some kind of like stage situation going on with a full PA system and stuff like this.
Yeah, it's like spring break, I guess. And in San Francisco, they're all like, whoa, dude, fucking spring break.
And I mean, then there's the changing scene that goes horribly wrong.
Yeah.
And the paparazzi.
The pap are right there.
That was disturbing.
Yeah.
Like
she's
really
15.
disturbing.
All right, wait for it. We're going to move this and we're going to see her tits and ass, everybody.
Yeah.
We
really
didn't see her tits,
stuff.
did we?
No, but the paparazzi thought that they were going to.
Oh, yeah, that's
because
true.
the girls, took her clothes and it's like, that's so vicious.
Yeah, really horrible.
Far out.
So for anyone who hasn't seen the film, she's at the beach party. She's about to kiss that guy that's no good, who's now in love with her because everybody knows at this point that she's a princess. It's out.
Yeah.
They tried to keep it a secret. Suddenly everybody knows. The press are trying to take pictures of her because, of course, Princess of Genovia. I mean, who wouldn't be interested in that?
I know.
She has some situation where she has to run away and get changed or something. And while she's in the changing booth, it's like a tent. The evil bitches, the mean girls, whip the tent away, and the paparazzi are right there to take pictures of a naked child, essentially. So that's that scene, which I thought was awful. I think any beach party scene where people are meant to be sort of having fun, nobody looks like they're having fun, and it doesn't look like a party that you would stay out for more than 2 minutes.
No,
it's really
drunk.
shitty. No one's drinking. No one's getting high. No one's having sex in a quiet corner of the beach. It's just literally they're going, woo, yeah, this is a great time. Whoa, listening to some absolute dog shit music, and I'm just like, get me out of here. This is the worst party ever.
So what time what age were you in America, P-Flax?
I left when I was 8.
Okay, so you wouldn't have experienced any sort of American parties because this is all that we get over in other countries. This is okay. So Americans apparently just go woo.
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah, probably.
Like they woo a lot. Americans love to woo.
Wooing.
Yeah, woo.
They love to hey.
They love to
woo.
High five, and they love to woo. None of them can hold a drink. They all have that red cup. It's in every movie.
The red solo cup.
The red cup. I don't know why they all have this red cup, but they do. So that's a bit weird. So then I've got here, foot massage scene was funny, but a little ropey for some reason. I can't remember this scene. What happened?
They're trying to get away from the helicopter paparazzi, right? And then they hide away in that little shack.
Yes. And she tries to have a kiss, but her foot gets caught in the fishing net, so her foot doesn't pop. And then she's like, they sit down and he's like, how about a foot rub? And she said, that'd be great. And then she puts her foot up, but then he does as well. He's like, no, I meant me. And then that's it. That's literally it. Nothing else happens.
I did think it was funny that he was like, and then he puts his foot up. I did think that was quite funny. So then the Queen is for some reason watching her Mia's friend's cable channel TV show that she has, like on public access, and
she was?
Yeah, the Queen is watching it. It's like a scene where she's sitting back in her house watching Cindy's or whatever her name is, cable show. I was like, what?
I didn't even like...
I was flicking around, got up to the high 800s and just stumbled upon it and thought, why not watch this? What the Queen doesn't fucking channel surf on public access TV? What's happening?
No, do you know what the Queen would be doing? Literally anything else.
Yes,
Probably
exactly.
like sitting in a massive bath of goat's milk and bossing Joe around.
Yeah, or doing calligraphy or something.
Yeah.
Something queenly.
Oh my God, you're right. She was watching it. How have I didn't even clock onto this. Wow.
But she needed to watch it for the sake of the plot. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
So I've got a line here. Mr. Whippy vending machine got the kids very excited. My kids were very excited by a Mr. Whippy vending machine. I don't remember this. What was it?
Well, was it at school?
Was it when Mia had the ice cream and then she shoves it into the cheerleaders?
It. Yeah.
I don't remember.
Is that what you mean, P5?
Lana got coned, I've written down.
Yeah.
Lana got coned.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Lana got coned.
So I've made a note here.
That also sounds like a freaking ad placement.
It does.
And then I noticed, I noticed another one. You know, when she's getting the makeover, they pan over to the table that had all the stuff on it, and then I just see NARS, which is, you know, a makeup brand. And I'm thinking, NARS. I'm thinking, there's so many product placement things in this movie now. You got me eagle-eyed.
So I've written here, the weird kid that fancies Mia is a serial killer very clearly. I just think he gives off very creepy vibes. I think he just can't act. So he just looks weirdly at people and kind of looks like he's going to kill people.
What about that kid with the red hair? Like, he's just sort of like hanging around.
I'm coming
like
to him.
He's,
Don't worry. Got a lot to say about this kid.
Okay, I'm interested. This is exciting now.
So, I put this in all caps. Where is this fucking diary? Legit question. The film's called The Princess Diaries. I'm nearly at the end of my notes. Where is the fucking diary? I've seen
a good question.
hide nor hair of this diary. Where is it? Why is it called The Princess Diary? I thought she'd be keeping a diary of her time as a princess. But no, we don't find the diary until the end game of this movie.
Yes.
So my next note is, this fucking cat gets so much screen time. Now, I don't know if you noticed.
That is Boof's probably favourite part about the film, people.
That's the only thing I remembered from watching this when I was younger. And then this is the only... I love Fat Louie. Why the fuck is this guy so great? He's so good. He's great. And he's so chill. Like, he's the one of the best... He's so mild-mannered, and he goes in the carrier, no problem, and then he comes out of the carrier, and he's sitting on the bed, and there's that bit where the Queen is like, wait, that she's gone off in a huff into the tower, has Mia, and the grandma, her mom's like, make yourself comfortable, and Queen Grandma sits and looks at Louis, and there's this hissing noise, but Louis just sitting there looking at her going, hello.
Yeah. Like, the cat didn't make the hissing noise. It was just like played over, right?
He's just a really chill little fat bastard of a cat. I love him.
It was just, I just know that all they did was like, girls love cats. Just make sure there's lots of cat shots in there.
Hell yeah.
And it's just,
bitches love cats.
They love cats.
Let me tell you.
But you know what it looked like? The whole scene, the cat didn't do shit. It's like when people post pictures of their basic cat on Facebook, and it's like, so here's my cat today. It's like, he's doing the same shit he does every day. He's fucking sitting there. He's a cat. Like, that's what they do. They sleep 27 hours a day, and they don't do much. It's just the same shit.
Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it great?
I was going to say, you're talking about Boof and me right now. Yeah, you.
Not a fan of cats. Waste of time. Waste of time.
Have a cat? I thought you had one.
Do you want her?
I love one.
Wait, so you've got a cat. How old? What's their name? I need to know everything.
She's called Bonnie. I think she's 2 or 3. She's ginger.
Oh my god, a ginge.
Yeah, but she's genuinely brain damaged.
Did she get hit by a
Bless
car?
her.
No. There's no physical impediment to this cat's brain. All right, other than the people we bought her from smoked so much weed that when they opened the front door for us to go in, I was like reeling back. And my kids were like, this place smells funny. I was like, I'll explain later. And we went in, all the cats are sitting around staring into space. And I was like, why didn't we agree to buy one of these fucking cats? They're all monged out of their heads. So we came in, looked at the cat, and my kid's like, oh, she's so cute. Bought it, and she's never done anything. She just sits.
Amazing.
You need to understand that there is a certain phenomenon about orange cats called one orange brain cell.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And this is just something that orange cats especially, plus weed, is going to make your orange
very
cat.
stupid animal.
Yeah.
She doesn't do
now that you
anything.
mention it.
She doesn't like people, even though I feed her every day. All right, I'm very sweet to her. I pet her. If I go to pet her, she lies on the ground and just crawls away from me. She's like, get off. She won't sit on a lap. She won't do anything. So I was like, what's the fucking point?
Is she an indoor cat or?
She barely goes outside. So we have a cat flap for her, and when she wants to go outside, it's a 5-minute struggle of her to figure out how to use the cat flap, and she just hits it, and you could hear her hitting it, and the cat flap's going bang, 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 for 5 minutes, and sometimes we go over there, and we just fucking shove her out the cat flap, or open the back door and boot her out, but it's like, this cat is so stupid, she can't jump up on a thing. There's only one thing in the world that she knows to jump up on. That's the table where her food is. Anything else, she's like, well, there's no way up. I'm like, you're a cat. You can easily jump up there. Oh, she's just so dumb. Anyway.
Oh,
fantastic.
I wonder if the weed has had some effect.
Oh, I'm not kidding. I literally think it broke her already tiny ginger brain is now damaged beyond belief.
She sounds perfect.
She's
terrible. It's terrible. I love it.
The next quote I have is, this is from one of my kids. Sweet, sweet Joseph saves the day.
Sweet Joseph. Oh,
so that's Joe, the White Morpheus.
Yeah.
White Morpheus saves the day. Can't remember how. I don't know if he did any karate moves or something, but he did something.
You might be referring to when she's going to the announcement where she's like gonna abdicate, and then he finds her in her car.
Right.
Is that the scene?
Yeah, it's broken down or something.
Yeah.
And he gives her the little pep talk that she needs.
Because he twigged that she was going to run because, like, so said, she said her mum was going to take her, and then to her mum she said Joe was going to take her. So then he was like, no, she's going to run. It's like, where the fuck is she going to go? She's 15.
Yeah.
Well, so the point of this is, like, the context behind this is, they're building her up so that she's going to hopefully take the crown, be princess, queen of Genovia or whatever. And the beach party is like the breaking point. It's not a good look.
No.
Yeah, it's not a good look. The queen isn't happy. There's 2 pictures of Mia, like, looking a bit, it just looks scandalous, right?
Yeah,
and
it does.
Mia doesn't argue with her. The queen's like, oh, a picture's worth 1,000 words. You've got 2 pictures.
Yeah,
and
that's a good line.
Mia,
I like that line. Yeah.
I actually quite like that. And so they're like, okay, so we'll still do the ball. You can abdicate. You don't have to, like, take the crown.
It's up
and then
to
she's
you.
like, yeah, it's up to you. And Mia's like, okay, I'm gonna let
I didn't want this anyway, blah, 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 all that, yeah. But then, of course, so there's a couple of other things before we come to the finale. The red-haired character, the gay guy, there's a scene, it's so performative. Gay? Yes, it's so performative that they put it in here clearly to just be like, she's friends with the gays. And they're sitting in school and people are having a pop at him for being gay. There's like some subtle homophobia going on, and she steps in and basically says something, and that's the only time these 2 characters talk, and I don't think he even has a line or a name. as far as I can tell.
Is
He's
this the guy
just
with
there.
the red hair.
The red-haired
red
guy.
hair,
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like they're saying, "Oh, his hair's so fucking bright. Oh my god, a nice jumper, you dick."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did the sewing machine jump or something?
Something like
'cause
that.
They make, yeah.
But there was some dig, I can't remember what it was, about him being gay, or there was like, they're picking on him for that reason, something like that. And Mia, of course, spots this and steps in and saves the day, which was weird. But then...
Yeah, this is the ice cream scene where she like smushes it into her
Right, into Lana.
into the cheerleader's
Into her
outfit.
tits.
Yeah.
Lana got coned right in the tits.
Right in the tits.
Yeah, I fucking love that. I would cone some tits, I tell you that.
I would too, to be fair.
That sounds like a great Saturday night.
Cone
Get
them
the
tits.
cones out, get the tits, get the cones.
Get your cones out.
Get the cones out and get your tits
It's
out.
a waste of a damn ice cream, especially on this bin.
No, because then you lick the ice cream off the titties. That's the whole point of
Pyrion!
a good coning.
G just does not think about these things, and it's it's a shame. I'm completely
Well, no,
fucking straight,
'cause-
and I'm just like, yeah, eat it off.
Because I think of the food. Because I like food. I'm like, oh, it's a waste of a good ice cream.
But it's not
you
a
know?
waste of a good ice cream. You're not thinking about what happens afterwards, you know?
Yeah, hot.
Well, I'm
Ice
one of the
cream-based
normies
Oh,
that
yeah, she's
doesn't like
normal, isn't she?
food and sex. I don't think
No,
the
I'm
two
not
really
into that
should
either.
mix.
Yeah, no, I'm not into it. I'm just saying on this occasion. That's about
Yeah,
my
fair
limit.
enough.
Ice cream on tits, I'd be down for that. But anything else, I'll be like, come
That's
on.
my limit.
Can we put the hot dogs away? Like, I don't think we need these, really.
Soup. This is
Oh
not
my
a
god,
thing.
soup!
How am I supposed to do this?
Soup.
Right.
So then the next thing I've written is, hope he didn't have the stationery ready, which is a rare stationery-based burn. I've never heard a stationery-based burn in a movie, but this is when
Yeah.
Mia is accepting the princess ship, because of course she does. Who wouldn't want to be a
course.
princess? And then the evil couple are there, again, like the second time we ever see them, going like,
Yeah.
when she abdicates, we shall be in charge. And she's like, I'm keeping it, by the way. Hope you didn't have your fucking stationery ready, because I'm going to keep it. And I thought, damn, stationery? That's
A
detailed.
stationary burn.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
And then I think she sees a bunch of the kids, or like there's some kind of celebration involving the children, her peers. And my kids both spotted this. They said, where is the acne? Where are the spots? These kids are meant to be 15 and they have pristine skin. Where's the spots
True.
at? And I thought that is very true. And it didn't really occur to me.
Well, Mia and Lily don't really have many like skin blemishes. Like the cool girls definitely don't.
Right.
Like, and obviously, like we said before about SD and HD, it's harder to spot. Like
Yeah,
you can
true.
definitely see in some certain lighting that some of the kids have like normal skin textures,
I've
right?
still
But
got
in-
like shitty skin a lot of the time. Like,
I
come
get
on.
spots even now.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm like
it's-
49 and I still get spots. I
It's
don't
just
know why.
you're not.
Yeah.
It's these people aren't human. They're American. They're Americans.
They're American.
American.
Oh man. But then so she accepts the princess ship, goes out with Paul Beetle, and
Yes.
I think she moves to Genovia, right? It's
Yeah,
like
she
the end of
does.
the
Pretty
movie.
much.
Because then there's Princess Diaries 2.
She moves
There
there.
is, yeah.
She says that she keeps coming back. Like she goes back and forth, which is a really fucking big thing for like a child to be doing that. That's really gonna fuck with your
Yeah.
life. Like, come on, I'm tired just thinking
it's
about that.
huge. It's huge.
When you think about the distance between Europe and America as well, San Francisco especially, like
well, when you're a queen, you got your own private plane.
She's a princess.
slash-
She's a princess,
Yeah,
not a queen.
they're pretty much doing everything for her.
Yeah. Oh, apparently Mandy Moore was in this.
What?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Who the?
Who the fuck is Mandy Moore? Is that what
No,
you're going
who
to say?
does she play?
I don't
Lana-
know. I guess
She plays Lana
Yeah,
Thomas. She
she's
plays
the baddie.
That is so funny, dude. She's
wow.
unrecognizable.
Oh, she was so. Mandy Moore was married to Ryan Adams,
Yeah.
and now Taylor Goldsmith, who's with the band Doors. I know this guy. Anyway, so a few facts about this movie. Now that we've concluded the plot run through, Whitney Houston was one of the producers of this movie.
she was so into this film. She's like, yeah.
Whitney
Whitney
Houston.
Yeah, I don't know why, but she was the producer of this movie. I don't know if she loved the books or something, but looking at filmography, she produced Cinderella, 1997, which looks dreadful. And then Princess Diaries, she was the producer. The Cheetah
Cinderella
Girls.
That's not the Hilary Duff one.
Let's have a look. Cinderella, 1997, starring Whitney Houston.
Never mind
it's
then.
like, I think it's like Black Cinderella, essentially, because everyone in it, it's got Brandy in, it's got Whoopi Goldberg in, it's got, I think that, oddly enough, Jason Alexander is in it. But anyway, then there's the Princess Diaries, which she produced. The Cheetah Girls, which it looks like an MTV thing. Princess Diaries 2, Royal Engagement. And then the Cheetah Girls 2, and then Sparkle. That was Whitney Houston's production roster. This film was
random.
a Walt Disney movie. And came out in 2001. Cost $26 million to make and took $165 million. So a smash hit in terms of moolah. The sequel cost $20 million more and took only $10 million more. So it took 137. So pretty impressive.
She does actually get the diary in the end as well. She's given
the
a diary.
diary. So she finds the diary. This is the real reason that she decides not to abdicate.
Yeah.
Is because she didn't really know her dad much before the parents divorced and now he died. And in the diary, there's a letter from him basically saying, Mia, my darling daughter, please ascend to the throne of Genovia. It would mean the world to me. And she goes, yes, Papa, I will.
Courage sometimes is not being not feeling fear, but it is doing things when you are already scared or something to those effects.
She's like, damn.
I think Thermopolis is her mother's name because
It might be, yeah.
And then
because she looks Greek, at least, the mum.
And then Rinaldi.
She doesn't have the bunda. That's the only thing I would say.
What's the bunda or the ass?
The Greek gyat. She doesn't have that.
The Greek gyat.
Do you have the Greek gyat, G?
I definitely have the Greek gyat.
There you go.
but
Fantastic.
Yeah. That's why I laugh, because I know exactly.
She knows.
I know. Oh my god. Yeah. So here's another fact about Fat Louie. So that was actually Anne Hathaway's real cat.
Oh my god, he's fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
Fucking Nepo cat. This is unbelievable.
I hope he was in many more films because he was brilliant.
I hated him. I thought he was the
God.
worst thing about the movie.
He was great.
How could you say this?
Oh,
Fat
look,
Louie as himself.
if you click on him, he's got his own IMDb page. Actor previous The Princess Diaries. Did you know trivia is a cat?
Did you know that there's a cat wiki called cats.fandom.com?
Oh my
and
god.
Fat Louie has, I'll post this in the Discord so you
Oh
guys
my
can
God.
see it.
I
This
posted
is-
Candice Marie when you were talking about, stupid pictures of cats. Do you like how she's stupid?
Is that your cat?
That's my cat.
That
She's-
is not a living animal. That is, I don't know what that is.
She's beautiful.
She's
I love her.
ridiculous. Fat
Yeah.
Louie is a cat actor known for playing himself.
He was in both movies. Fat Louie's owner, Anne Hathaway, played the starring role of Mia in The Princess Diaries, and Fat Louie got to be one of her co-stars.
Oh,
I can't.
Lovely,
The character of Fat Louie was portrayed by 4 different cats in the movie.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
One
Yeah,
that liked
yeah,
to
yeah.
be carried, one that was capable of jumping and other stunts, one that could sit still, and Fat Louie himself.
so there's
Fat
4 cats.
Louie's 3 stunt
4
doubles
cats.
performed their
Yeah.
respective strengths while Fat Louie starred in the final scene of the movie. For his
That
big
is
scene, he was
hilarious.
given the task of sitting on an envelope.
He is absolutely incredible. Wow. Honestly, I know we talk about nepotism and stuff, but that was a hard role to do.
That was. I mean, if you need 3 stunt performers, it's a tough role, and you need the right person to do it.
I'm interested
And
in...
Anne Hathaway was like, please, can we have my actual cat? He's desperate to break into show business.
He didn't
And,
do
he did.
anything after this. He decided it
didn't.
wasn't for him, I guess.
He let the
Larry.
fame get to his head and just ran away with all the earnings.
Top pages this week. Number 2, Flopper. Thurston Waffles.
Who's Flopper?
Flopper is Big Flopper. He's a lynx. Thurston Waffles. I know Thurston Waffles, not personally, but I followed him. He's a lovely boy.
Thurston
Not
Waffles.
personally.
That's his name, Thurston Waffles, and he does things that known as shrimping because he does a little squint. You'll have
Shrimping?
you'll have seen him in GIFs because he does that meow where he throws his head back.
Oh,
Yeah,
that thing. Yeah,
that
yeah.
thing.
I remember that.
Poor boy.
Yeah. So there's a comedian called Larry Miller who is Paolo Putanesca, Mia's hairdresser and beautician, the guy who does the glow up scene. I like Larry Miller. It's a weird little role that he has in this, where he just sort of appears, does this bit, and then leaves. And it feels like, Father of the Bride.
Yeah.
You seen that movie?
Yes. Yeah.
So you know the way Martin Short in that plays the wedding organizer guy, who he puts on like a weird accent, and he's clearly the funniest thing about the movie, pretty much the only good thing about the movie. I felt like Larry Miller was meant to be that same kind of character here, but it just didn't work. It wasn't actually any good.
Well, no one can be Martin Short. And
exactly.
to be fair, so when I was made to watch this recently, Jane, I was forced to watch this. My sister, when I'm anywhere with her, it's her choice of films because my choice of films is upsetting. So she goes straight to Disney and she's like, right, I'm going to put on the Princess Diaries, then we're going to watch Father of the Bride as well. God. And we're going to watch we're going to watch Mulan, we're going to watch this, and this, not Bambi, never Bambi. Do not watch Bambi. And
Bambi sad.
So I have been I did see that recently, and I was still upset by Father of the Bride because I was so bored.
Oh, it's so bad.
It was Father of the Bride 2, I think.
Oh God.
Which is the one where she has a baby, and then the mother also has a baby.
I think that's the second one.
Fucked up.
It's babies equals
No, it's fucked up.
up.
Like, imagine like having a baby at the same time as your daughter, and basically,
and it's the same father. It's the same father for both. Yeah.
What? Yeah, okay.
Steve Martin's not a good guy in those movies. He's terrible.
evil.
Yeah, evil Steve.
Evil. Yeah, that was. I mean, I think I sustained some sort of like trauma over this sort of period of time because I blanked out, and we watched fucking Castaway, and then there was a lot of gin involved as well. I wasn't drinking it, but my God, it has an osmotic effect on mood. I think I was just like, oh God, I'm miserable, and I was painting rocks.
Do you not like Castaway?
It was just very long, and my mum was asking, where is he? What's he doing? Who's that? Where's Wilson?
There's only one guy in the movie.
Where is he?
Who's this guy?
She's like, what happened? I'm like, he cut his
What
foot.
happened to the real star of the film, Wilson?
Oh, and she's going like, oh, his tooth must really hurt. Oh no, what's he done that? He's checking if he can hang himself, mother. All right, yeah, I get it.
God, I love watching movies. If I get to the point where I can't follow a film, I'm going to be so upset. Like, I love watching movies.
There was gin, but also we were painting rocks at the time, which was much more important. I painted a really good E.T. rock. His eyes glow in the dark.
Is this a northern thing? There's no other materials but rock.
This is just a Rogerson thing, I think. I love watching movies, but I have the face blindness, and I also have a very terrible memory. Like, I cannot remember half the films that I've ever seen. Even though I've seen them recently.
Right.
So it's really good because it means that I can watch these films over and over again.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, great. So that's why I got...
look at this film I've never seen before.
I got Letterboxd, and I was like, have I fucking seen this? And I have to check Letterboxd. I was like, oh yeah, I have, yeah.
What's Letterboxd?
It's a movie like tracking app. So you put things. What I watched today. It's a diary. It's a Princess Diary for films.
Yeah. But I have to do this manually.
Yes.
Oh, fuck that.
Well,
no, I'm not interested.
Well, you don't have to write, like, so you put the film in, you give it a rating out of, was it 4 or 5 or whatever?
If you want to. I literally
want to.
And then you can write a review if you want to.
Nah.
Yeah, so it's basically like a Twitter, but for like movies and not as like convoluted and,
I see.
you know.
And also not Twitter, thank Christ.
And not Twitter, because you don't want to be anything like Twitter.
It's so bad.
There's not as many Nazis, but there's probably some Nazis on it.
Yeah, lurking around.
Yeah, if I
thought American History X was a great movie with a sad ending. Why did you give up Nazism? He was such a good guy.
Schindler was such an asshole.
Yeah. Can't believe the bad guy got away at the end of Schindler's List. Terrible movie.
Well, yeah, because you could go and you could put your top, 4 or 5 movies in your profile. So it will say a lot about the individual.
Have you got one? You guys have got one of these each, have you? Let's have a look.
Yeah.
All right, I'll link you to it because I'm very proud of mine because it's fucking stupid, and all of my reviews are brilliant. G loves them. Obviously, if I go to...
they're great,
yeah. The man with the X-ray eyes lighting a ciggy with a Bunsen burner is so fucking cool. That's my review of that. It is cool. Light blast. Let me get this straight. There's a laser beam that blows things up and melts people, and their beards slide off their face, and then their head explodes. And we get to watch Eric Castrato driving and reading. And there's one song. Sleeping Beauty. My grandma wouldn't let my mum watch this because it's too violent, so I did what I had to do 4 years on. I don't know if she will be sleeping much.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Nuki.
I thought you could post a link in the channel.
I will.
I see.
I'm just reading it out for
the benefit of the listeners, of course.
Because
Biff does.
I forgot this was a podcast.
I did too.
She's religious with Letterboxd. I'm very ADHD. My attention can't keep on one thing for too long at any given time. I'm very bad with social media and this sort of stuff in general because I forget very, very easily. I posted some movies and I posted some reviews on there, but I definitely don't keep up as much. But Boof, this is her bread and butter.
Yeah, I forgot to actually log the 2 films I watched yesterday, one of which was The Princess Diaries, but the other one was Lust for a Vampire, which is one of the lesbian vampire films that I'm so very fond of. Even though I gave it 1.5 stars on Letterboxd, but it's still better than this.
I'm so very fond of it, yeah. So 1.5 stars.
There's a titted up vampire who goes around. She's lesing up. There's tits out. She goes and she's like getting off with a girl, and then it's great. It's beautiful. What a good vibe.
I'm just reading your review of American Werewolf in London. The perfect movie. It has everything: horror, tick; gore, tick; comedy, tick; special makeup effects, tick, tick, tick; gorgeous Welsh countryside, tick; Rick Mail, tick; penis, tick; dedication to Princess Di and Prince Charles in the credits, tick. I missed that. Is it really a dedication to them?
It's really that, yeah.
Why have you given Super Mario Brothers 5 stars?
It's because it's one of the greatest films ever. There's probably never been another good film since,
Good God.
Do you not know this about Boof, that she has the absolute fucking most eccentric, eclectic, weirdest fucking taste in movies known to man?
That's cool.
She'll watch the most random fucking film and go, this is a masterpiece. Which is why YOMP works so well, because it's like you've got me who's like...
You're the basic fucking bitch of movies.
Oh my God.
Barely... Yeah, she's ruthless. I like, the typical, like what people consider to be good films, right? Like Godfather and all that kind of shit. She's the eccentric one. And then Simon was like a kind of mix of like the both of us, I guess. He kind of liked the eccentric, but also he liked the more, normie type of films as well. Right.
I'm just looking at some of the films you didn't like.
Oh, yeah.
And you gave 1 star to... Alien Covenant, I agree. Drive, I thought was mid rather than 1 star.
It's horrendous.
A lot of these I haven't seen. Jerry Maguire is... Half of it is one of the best sports movies ever made, and the other half is utter shit.
Yes.
Like, all the romance stuff, if you took that out, you've got a really exciting movie about sports agency and management that has nobody done that really before. And instead it's like, let's put Renée Zellweger... She's just going to squint her way through this movie, and everyone's going to fall in love with it. And that fucking goofy kid, I wish he got hit by a baseball at the end.
I didn't know that she was not English.
Oh, yeah.
I had no fucking idea, because
her accent's not bad.
Well, yeah, she plays a person from London or wherever the fuck she's supposed to be from in Princess Diaries so well.
Yeah.
But she's like, what, Texan or something?
Yeah. I mean, I do think her accent was pretty good. I think it was pretty good.
The Great Gatsby, half a star. The word great seems to be doing a lot of heavy lifting here.
She fucking hated that movie
Lara Croft
so much.
Tomb Raider, half a star because Chris Barry's in it. I am not the target audience.
Chris Barry?
Yeah.
He plays the fucking butler.
The butler.
Wait, there's a butler in Lara Croft?
Yeah, the 2001 one.
2001.
The Greatest Showman. This app won't let me rate it any lower. These are all G's films that we put on YOMP.
Do you know what's weird is for me, like, so Barry was like big in the 80s. He was a voice actor.
He was fantastic. He was in Spitting Image.
Yeah,
he's so good at impressions. Like, he's because I used to listen to the Red Dwarf audiobooks, and he would do all of the impressions, the voices, absolutely fucking flawlessly.
He's excellent. Yeah, he's a really good voice actor. And I thought, I mean, Red Dwarf when I was a kid was like the best fucking show. I loved it. It
still is. I've got the Blu-ray box set. That one of those discs goes on every week just as a thing because it's my comfort thing. That I put British comedy on as it's all the time. It's either Vic and Bob, it's something with Rick Mail, or it's Red Dwarf, or it's it's like Fry and Laurie. And
oh my god!
Whatever.
I love Fry and Laurie. A bit of Fry and Laurie was so good.
It's so
Do you know
good.
what I was watching recently? Victoria Wood, I think it's As Seen on TV. And French and Saunders are two of my all-time favourite sketch comedy shows. They are so fucking funny.
Big Train, great.
Yeah, God, yeah. Acorn Antiques was my favourite bit of Victoria Wood. Black Books, did you ever watch that?
Yeah, all the time.
That's really good.
That's another
I've
good
actually seen a little bit of Black Books, if you can believe it.
I can't believe it.
It's a really good show.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Not the 9 o'clock news. That's another fucking great one.
God.
I'll just
there was a lot of comedy back in the 90s and the early 2000s. I feel like British comedy was at its peak.
That was its peak.
Comedy's died.
And then you've got
no. I don't mean it's died. But all I'm saying is, if you look at that era,
yeah.
So many people were successful from that era.
Yes,
and I don't think. Now it's just fucking panel shows.
It's
like
you do a lot of panel shows.
Do a bit of stand up. They spot you. They pick you up. Bam, you're on a podcast. Bam, you're on a panel show. And you just fucking. That's it. You're in that club, that's all you have to do.
Well, I will say, so like obviously I'm not from the UK, so like I've learnt a lot over the past however many years about like, you know, British comedians and just British humor in general. I love it so much. It's so sarcastic. It's so like dry sometimes. It's amazing and it's the funniest shit ever. So I've been watching like Taskmaster. I watched like a bunch of the panel shows, like learning about like Bob.
Yeah, Bob Morton. But you still won't watch Bottom. Like, this is the thing.
I will. I will get
trying to make her watch Bottom. We always reference.
I will get around
something.
to it because I've like watched, you know, Peep Show as well, and like I'm slowly going through a lot of the classic, you know, British type, like the Mighty Boosh at some point probably too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just slowly learning about all these, you know, British comedians, and they're fantastic. Like Bob Mortimer, what a fucking gem!
One of my absolute heroes.
Yeah.
Like he's been going since when I was at school. Vic Ree's Big Night Out was the big show on Channel 4 that we would watch, and then we'd come in the next day and me and my mates were just fucking slathering over this stupid show. It was so daft, but I
still
fucking
don't
loved
know.
it.
Yeah, I still don't know how it got to be like that. The Vic and Bob stuff is so surreal and weird. How did it it's the sort of thing that you'd think would be really niche, but it's not. It's like everybody fucking loves it, and the smell of Reeves and Mortimer and whatever.
I think it's because it is very surreal comedy, but at its core, a lot of it is really just silly.
Yes.
And I think a lot of more surreal comedy, it's like, oh, isn't that surreal? But it's not also funny. It's just surreal. And that's one of the problems I have with The Mighty Boosh, is that season 1 I really enjoyed, but a lot of the time I think the comedy is just meant to be, oh gosh, they put those words don't go together, ha ha ha.
Yeah, it's sort of like, random, lol. Look, that was a thing back then.
Exactly. Whereas I think Reeves and Mortimer, it was really the characters that they created and this I mean, also, I'm not being funny, but the northern accent delivery made it much funnier.
It does.
To me.
That's the thing, because they're from a little bit higher up than I am.
Yeah, they're proper northerners.
They're proper northerners, but like the northern accent makes everything. It does make everything funnier, and I'm hanging on to that.
Funnier. Yeah,
that's all I've got, man.
Does.
That's everything just sounds funnier, like when I say toast and cake and stuff.
Toast, yeah, it does.
And people they copy it, and it's nice, and it's like, yeah, I'm up for that. It's great. I was raised on that because my dad watched all of this stuff, so we had the big night out on VHS. That was
love that show.
And I've still got the smell of Reeves and Mortimer on VHS.
Yeah.
And
so good.
The smell of Reeves and Mortimer goes on very, very often as well.
Oh, yeah. It's so
just
good.
So good.
But you know what? I think that a bit of Fry and Laurie, if you watch that show, a lot of those sketches are just so fucking good that you kind of feel like, I didn't realize how old this was.
Yeah.
Like, it's like mid-80s or something. It's like late 80s, early 90s, I think, maybe.
I'll have to show
Stephen Fry and Hugh Laurie were like, they'd pop up in stuff, but they weren't like a big deal.
Yeah.
You'd see them pop up in like the young ones. It'd just be like a random character. Oh, that's Stephen Fry.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden he's like national treasure, you know?
And
it's
also,
weird.
right, about the young ones, when Stephen Fry and Hugh Laurie were in the University Challenge one, it's Emma Thompson as well as Ben Ellen. Fucking whack. So I need to show G the sketch from A Bit of Fry and Laurie where they're Australians and they're going, "You leave Australia out of this," and they're just making fun of like neighbours. It's just so like good. All of the fucking tropes that they've got.
Actually, I got shown a Neighbours parody the other day, and it was like British people, and I can't remember what it was, but it's like, there's always an issue on whatever fucking street they live on, and it's always resolved within 2 seconds, and then they console her within 2 seconds, and then she's like, "Oh, thank you so much, this is great."
I love it when Harold Bishop walks into the sea.
Harold Bishop, and then he fucking came back, didn't he?
He came back out of the sea like some kind of fucking god.
Neighbours was weird because it was on at a time of day that meant everyone watched it. Like, you'd come home from
Daytime
school,
TV, baby,
and you'd watch. No, but it was like post school. So you'd get home from school, and Neighbours were. It was like still 5 o'clock. I want to say something like that.
Maybe for the UK, possibly. Like, because I remember Neighbours just being such a staple. It was fucking reruns constantly, and obviously like what's the other one?
I mean, in Australia, Neighbours was like the best TV show they'd ever made at that point. They were like, everybody was watching. It was like their Dallas and Dynasty. They were like, "It's bloody Neighbours is on, love. Unplug the bloody phone. I want to hear what Harold Bishop has to say."
It just reminds me of, like, I don't know, whatever shows you guys have still going on to this day, like EastEnders,
Coronation Street.
Coronation Street.
Is Neighbours still going?
I don't actually know.
They cancelled it, then they put it back on Channel 5 or something. So another place bought it, and then they... it's been all up and down because, like, nobody really cares anymore.
41 seasons. 9,211 episodes. My God. So it's on Amazon Prime.
It is, yeah.
God.
Oh, my, 9,000. I'm going to have an aneurysm. That is way too many episodes.
I wonder if it would be possible to watch every single episode of Neighbours. Like now.
Somebody needs to make it their life's mission
how long
to
is
do this.
An episode?
Half an hour.
Right.
22 minutes,
22
essentially.
minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So hang on, let me get the calculator
Yeah, here we go.
out.
22.
How long would that take?
That's 198,000 minutes.
Right. Divide that by 60. It's 3,300 hours.
Okay.
Divided by 24, 137 and a half days.
So it's not bad. If
so you can do it in a year.
Well, yeah,
Easy.
but you're not sleeping or eating or doing anything else.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You do it in a year. 137 days would be like doing it for a third of a day, basically, or just over. God. So you get up, have a bit of breakfast, pop Neighbours on, watch 5 episodes, 6 episodes, have lunch, watch some more Neighbours, maybe 12, 13 episodes, have dinner, stick neighbours on.
I need to write this down because I need to plan it. I need to plan
There's
this
your
properly.
2026 right there.
This is what I did with Quantum Leap, though. I was like watching the entirety of Quantum Leap, and I got to sort of plan my life around it for some reason.
Oh my god.
3 episodes a night, and
what a show.
Oh, it's fucking great, that.
That show was... My mum hated it, right? I loved it because it was when I was like a kid when it was on TV. She hated it because every time Sam would bump into like some historical figure, like either actual history or like pop culture or whatever, and he's the reason that they went into show business or something.
Yeah.
So he'd be back in time and there's some guy that looks like Elvis who's like, don't step on my green suede shoes. It's like, oh, no, that ain't it. Dang. Don't step on my brown suede shoes. No, dang it, that ain't it. I can't get this song right. And Sam's like, how about blue suede shoes? Blue suede shoes? Hey, mister, I like the way that sounds. Thank you. Oh, step on my blue suede shoes. And he's like, yeah, that. You know what? Sam went back in time and that's why Elvis is Elvis. Like, my mum was like, oh, it's stupid. Elvis wasn't inspired by a time traveler. I was like, no, Mum.
How does she know? How does she know? And also, like, so Sam did the Watergate scandal. He broke into the Watergate hotel. It was his fault. Like,
right, all that, yeah.
Genuinely, like, that's the timeline that they chose to go down. And it's like,
yeah,
they fucked something
Nixon
up.
Was innocent. Nixon was innocent. It was Sam.
It was Sam this whole time because his student had to go and see their dad because their dad worked there. And it was like, that was genuinely up. And he was like a teacher that everybody loved because he was so hot. And there was bits where he was like a teacher fucking the students. And it's like, he had to turn these guys' life around. And I like the way that thinking like, oh, it's Sam for a bit. And he's like, he turns the life around. He's like, yes, everything's great. Okay, we've done this. We've sorted this out. You know, we've done this. And then it's like, he leaps out. The guy comes back in and he's like, well, that's interesting. Okay, I need some alcohol, and I'm going to immediately fuck this up somehow.
The clip that you always see online of Quantum Leap is the way the show works is at the end of every episode, he leaps into the next thing, and you get a clue for what the next episode is going to be because he like looks in a mirror, or he'll close a cupboard door and it's got a mirror on the back. The one where he closes the door and he's like a Down syndrome kid.
Yes.
What the
Jimmy?
I know. I was
Jimmy,
like,
and he says the eponymous line. He says,
"Oh, is that where that's from?"
That's where that's from. He closes the door. He sees Jimmy in the mirror, and he says, I don't even want to say I'm the R word, but it was
really?
He says that. He says, I'm the R word.
Oh
and
my God, I've got to see this.
It's a brilliant episode, and it's one of everybody's favourites because it really endears people to people with Down syndrome, because the whole thing is the fact that this kid with Down syndrome, he's a lovely, sweet man, and he's being bullied out of a job by some guy, and it turns out this guy can't even read. So it's like it's okay. It's okay to be different.
I can't believe he says that. That was the 90s. We just said it all the time back then.
Yeah, he did. But like, there's a few where there's ones where he's in drag because he jumps into a woman.
Yeah.
And he's being sexually harassed by men just left, right, and centre. And he's this fucking 6'3" tall bloke in a dress. And it's like, I've got loads of questions about this. I did plug. I did my video on Quantum Leap, and it's like, when they're looking at Sam and he's slightly taller and they're meeting his eyes, do they realise that like they're looking up, they're craning their neck slightly, whereas, you know, he's a child in their timeline? What the fuck? I also did a counter of how many times he takes his shirt off, because
he does that a lot.
That's his whole thing, because it's
He's
people
got a big
like
rug.
me. Yeah, there's people like me that watch it. It's like,
what, you love a hairy chest?
Well, it's like mid-30s sort of women without a job. We're going to put Quantum Leap on, and Scott Bakula's going to take his shirt off and say...
Is he good looking?
In a way, yeah. In the way that I like men, yeah.
Oh, I see. He just looks like a very basic lad.
He's got a strong nose, which
he
I
has
like.
got a big conch.
Big conch. Got nice eyebrows. And then there's one where he's a monkey. He's a chimp, so he wears a nappy the whole time. He's literally just in his pants running around with another chimp.
God.
And it's like they're saying chimps can't swim, so he won't get very far. And it's like, but he's not really a chimp, so he can.
What's he building in there? He's building some kind of a time
What's
machine.
He building in there?
What's he building in there? Yeah, a bit of Tom Waits. Sorry.
Tom Waits.
All right, well, that's an hour and 40. I need food.
Yeah, and we've covered so much about the Princess Diaries.
We have. Yeah, so much. Well, before we wrap up, ratings. What are we rating? Like, let's start with Pyrion. What would you give this out of 10?
Out of 10, I would give this movie 3 out of 10.
Wow.
Actually, maybe even 2 out of 10. There was very little redeemable about it. I thought it was shit, in all honesty. I hated pretty much all the characters. It didn't make sense. I liked Julie Andrews. I'm going to make it 3 for Julie. Julie Andrews was great. We're going from 2 to 3 because she was good. And I liked White Morpheus Joe. I thought he was quite good as well. I thought it was okay. The famous bit where she slips and accidentally falls over that they kept in the movie. I don't know if we mentioned that. She's on the fucking roof of a building playing basketball.
She slips.
My daughter's like, if she throws that basketball and misses, it's going to go over the side of the building and absolutely brain someone. True. But yeah, she's walking on the bleachers and she slips and falls and laughs. And they're like, oh my God, what a moment. I was like, it was like the most basic blooper.
Yeah.
But it's like this,
they kept it in the
famous
film.
moment. They kept that in. I was like, who gives a shit? It wasn't even that fucking good. Anyway, 3.
Yeah.
3.
Biff?
Well, I gave it a 2 because it is a film that it has a story and it's sort of, you can follow that story. Well done. Congratulations, everybody. You've made a film that you can follow.
You've achieved the basics of filmmaking.
But it is incredibly annoying in so many different ways, and I do not find it in any way funny, endearing. I don't like Julie Andrews. I have a theory that actually, like, Genovia, she's quite an evil fucking person, and maybe the people that were trying to take over afterwards, they're they're like literally like, okay, we've been in a dictatorship for such a long time, and Julie Andrews is really fucking horrible. Like, she's making shit up to get out of going to the police station. She's evil.
True.
And they were hoping that Mia wouldn't take it on because, another fucking 40 years of the Ronaldis.
God, and you know what? Interestingly, for this theory, they're having this Independence Day ball or something. What if they're like an evil government who crushed a rebellion and call it Independence Day to fool people into thinking that you guys are free, but you're not. You live under the yoke of Julie Andrews clacking a whip. Get back in line, peasants!
It's just like America. They've got their own Independence Day, but really they're trapped in this horrible hellscape of life.
No, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
that's made it interesting.
2 stars, not great. G-Star Games. How many stars for the G?
I'd probably give it 5 or something. It's just the light-hearted romp. Like, obviously it was a movie for targeted at people my age at the time that it came out, so it was just a thing that you'd watch. It was easy, it was lighthearted, funny, had a bit of everything. So watching it back now, it's just one of those films that I've seen loads because it's just an easy film. So probably a 5, I would say.
Okay.
Fair enough.
It's not a masterpiece by any means. It's not, it's just a product of its time.
And you're saying likable, comfort. Think it reminds me of being young. Yeah.
Well,
you're just saying that me and Booth are too fucking old to appreciate it.
I'm definitely too old to appreciate it. And
if you didn't
too tasteful
watch it.
to appreciate it.
Too tasteful.
There was a lot of characters that made absolutely zero impact on anything. Mr. Robertson, what was the point in you except for being a fucking bitter Emmy Award winner that lives next door?
It's just
nothing.
a quirky side dude, I guess.
Pointless.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Robitussin. Yeah, it was weird. It was almost like those jokes were written for the parents.
Yeah.
But they were shit. Do you know what I mean? It felt like, what? This isn't good. Like a Disney movie that has material for the parents, at least sometimes it can be quite funny.
It's a bit raunchy and stuff. And it's
But no, Mr. Robitussin. Oh, hello, Mr. Robitussin. It's like, what the fuck, Mr. Robitussin?
At least make him a fucking tweaker.
Yeah, something, but it's just weird.
Yeah. Anyway, that's great. We made it through the Princess Diaries. which
I
is
do too.
cracking.
If you want to watch 2, I'll watch 2.
I want you to watch
you want to
more.
do this
Oh
again.
my god, yes!
I love watching movies. I
want
love
to
watching movies.
watch P-Flax watch one of my weird sex pervert films. Santa
Well, if you
Sangre
need
is
a
on my
guest
list.
in future, you just give me a movie, give me a time and a place, and I'll be there.
This is why we wanted you, Flax, because you're so easygoing and you love movies. And you do have another podcast.
Oh yes, yes you do.
You do
Oh,
Triforce
am I doing
podcast.
another one? Oh,
No.
Triforce, yeah.
We're
Sorry,
just doing your plug-in. Are we doing another? No. We're just plugging stuff P-Flax
Oh,
does
I see.
because
Yeah,
it's been
we've been doing Triforce for nearly 10 years, so there's a big back catalogue. It's almost like Neighbours.
it's
You
almost
can just listen to it forever.
I know. I might actually try that. It's going to be Neighbours in the daytime and Triforce at night.
Oh,
To be fair,
yeah.
it's such a chill. It's a really good podcast. Like I love it. It's just like three old blokes just nattering on about
That's it.
how
Do you actually listen to it?
yeah.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
It's a good one. And you do streams. You do other things.
I do streams. I do Dota stuff. I go to Dota events. I do streams, and yeah, if I do watch stuff on stream occasionally. We watched the entirety of Kitchen Nightmares. That was a journey.
Based.
Oh, you can
but
stream
yeah.
Neighbours. Watching Neighbours.
I'm honestly tempted. If I can find it, it might be a go.
It might be.
Because I
a
did
show.
TJ Hooker. That was terrible. Kitchen Nightmares was good, but yeah.
How did we not introduce you properly at the beginning?
Because we were
like
so
doing
excited.
introductions. We were, yeah. I was really, really excited.
This is our mate. He's just some bloke.
Just some guy
Well,
off the street.
Just some guy we know.
That's pretty much how the rest of our guest slots are going to go. It's
Yeah,
like we
that's
don't know
true.
many people. It's
Yeah.
like, who's this? This is.
He's Postman.
This is Postman.
This is Postman.
I've just invited him in. I don't know his name.
Last week we had Milkman. Now we got Postman.
It's dead good. It's right good that. And we will roll the dice fairly soon. Don't know what it'll be. My list this time, won't it, G?
It will be your list this
Oh,
time because
exciting.
it's because obviously the last we're taking it in turns now.
Yes.
In the past, we would just do like we would put each of the movies that we had in a numbered list and then roll the dice. But we're taking it, Booth's turn, my turn.
I see.
Because it's
but
fair that way.
It is fair like that, yeah. At least we get a bit of variety in whose movies
So,
get picked.
I'm trying to figure out what my list is. I've got it written down, haven't I? All right, so my list is Dreamscape. I want to hear what people thinks of these films here. We've got Dreamscape. Where
I don't think I've ever seen this.
it's Inception, pretty much. We've got Total Recall. We've got
a classic. I watched that the other day.
It's so good. We've got Under the Silver Lake. We've got
Silver Lake.
that's the Andrew Garfield one. I'll put that in the.
I'm
notes.
excited to see that.
We've got Napoleon Dynamite.
Classic.
And we've got Santa Sangre, which is a Jodorowsky one that will freak
Santa's
you.
angry.
Santa Sangre. Santa's angry.
Sorry? I looked up Santa's angry.
Santa's angry, which is a different one.
That does sound like a Booth Christmas pick, though, to be honest.
It does. And then I'm going to add Trances to our list as well,
Okay.
which has just been released on 4K. I won't be buying it. It's 25 quid.
Sheesh!
Buying that.
Trance is 1985.
Yeah.
I remember this. I don't think I've seen it.
So
Also
fucking
released as Future Cop.
Future Cop. It's flawless.
got
Legally
Helen Hunt
distinct
in it.
Robocop.
Yeah.
Helen Hunt!
Yeah.
What the heck?
There's so
And
many
a
good
guy
films.
called Tim Thomason.
Tim
That's
Thomason
a ridiculous name.
he did stand up as well. Like he's been in so much shit, and I love him.
Tim Thomason. Let me look up
This
this
is why
guy.
I love doing YOMP, because we get to learn about all of these films,
Oh, yeah.
all these actors, throwbacks to all of the things that they did in their early careers. It's nuts.
It is nuts.
If you can find it, I've got it on DVD, but one of my nicknames used to be T-Force.
T-Force.
Okay.
T-Force, because Ted Forsyth, so T-Force.
Oh,
There is a film called T-Force.
there is. Nightfall.
Starring Jack Scalia and the guy who... God, what's his fucking name? Vernon Wells is in it. I
It's on-
recommend it. It's
on
terrible.
Tubi, free of charge.
Well,
You can watch
honestly,
it on Tubi. I'm going to put it on my watch list now.
If we do this again, let's
Yes.
watch T-Force.
We'll
Because I'll tell you
do
what,
that.
let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. 'Cause
I'm so down because I love this
Yeah.
movie. It's really, really bad. My favorite part. Imagine this: that it's one movie.
Right.
And then it's suddenly another movie.
Oh my god!
Where did that come from? You'll see what I'm talking about.
Incredible.
It's really
Okay.
weird.
I'm adding
I'm
T-Force.
excited.
That's so
Yeah.
good.
T-Force.
All right, I'm going to put
So
this.
that's our next date.
That's
T-Force.
next one.
Yeah. I'm happy with that.
I've put
Cool.
this little link here, G. Right? If we
Yes,
click that,
I've got the link.
you've got the link, and we can click that, and
Yep.
we roll a dice, and we see what numbers we get. So it would be 1 through 6 on that list that I just said. 1 is Dreamscape, 2 is Action Recall, 3 is Under the Silver Lake, 4 is Napoleon Dynamite, 5 Santa Sangre, 6 Trances. All right, I'm gonna roll that dice.
Roll the dice.
Roll that dice, everybody! It's a 3. That's
Woo!
Under the Silver Lake. Holy shit! Thank God for that.
Oh, yes.
Thank God for
That's
that.
exciting.
Tell you what, I was really upset that Princess Diaries was like 2 hours long.
God, yeah.
I was shocked
Yeah.
that it was 2 hours long. I did
Oh,
not
how
think it
could
was
they
going to
fit
be.
that much content.
Yeah, my God.
I'm writing that
I'm
down.
amazed it wasn't 3 hours long, like Oppenheimer level. You know, it should. I wanted more. Give me more.
I am Mima
Well, Princess Diaries-
I am become princess. I am the bringer of princess. I'm
Genovian
trying to fucking do.
Wine or whatever.
Thanks for joining us, P Flax.
My absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me. And
been
if you need a
cracking.
guest again, I'm just
Yeah.
a Discord message away because I love watching movies and I love talking to you guys. So we haven't had a chance to do much stuff together before, really.
No.
So this was really nice.
Loved
No,
it.
thank you so much. It's been honestly a breath of fresh air because
it's so stale in
I'm
here.
sick of boof. I'm just tired of her
Stay-
shit.
Why is she going on about
No.
the fucking leopard nipples again?
So wait, do you guys not have a guest every week?
No, we.
No, you're our first proper guest since
Get
Simon's
out.
been on.
Yeah, and what a fucking guest, mate.
What a way to start.
I know.
What a way to start. It's honestly perfection. Thank you so
Absolutely
much,
cracking
P-Flax.
You
stuff.
guys are far too kind. Thank you.
We are actually. We should like tone that down for next
Yeah,
time.
tone down the kindness.
Yeah.
It's a bit much. Bit much.
We also have a Patreon, by the way, which you can check out at patreon.com/yompcast. And we have some wonderful bloody people on the list of our top Giga Yompers, which as soon as I log in, if I was logged in, this would be a really good segue, you know. Like, I can't continue yet. Okay, we've got the password doesn't match. Okay, maybe that was... do you have the list?
I do not have the list.
Okay.
We'll let P-Flax go and then we'll do
We'll edit it in
the Yomp
post.
shout.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good. Very
Thank
good.
you so much, P-Flax.
My
We
pleasure.
appreciate it a lot. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much once again for listening to Yomp with our special guest, P Flax. Guess who found the list of the people who are our Giga Yompers at the top tier of Patreon? Oh my gosh, you're amazing. Thank you so much to our new patrons as well. We're so grateful. We're ever so grateful. Thank you so much to Steve and Lawrence and Scott and I Am a Robot and Luck and Enki. We also actually have a Discord channel for patrons to hang out on. I don't know how I can tell you about that one other than you can link it. I'm so excited to watch a film for the next episode, and I hope you are too. Goodbye.